Oh,
Oh no,
it's been too long.
Lana.
I forgot.
There you go.
Oh,
Well,
I forgot.
welcome to The Cup, the currently unnamed podcast where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm David Healy, and I don't have a cute intro, but I do have a cute shirt. I decided to wear my Biqtch Puddin shirt.
Who is that?
Lana, you're not going to do that to my girl, bitch.
I don't know. Who's that? I don't know. I'm just
And-
kidding. I know who she
And I also have my dragged in fan, my Manila
Period.
Luzon dragged in fan.
I wonder why you're wearing all of
I
that
don't
and have
know.
that fan. I don't.
What inspired this? I don't know. But I am drinking some water.
Her. And hey, y'all, I am Lana. I am your resident evil diva. And apparently, I forgot what it's like to be on this channel because I don't remember to do things. But I do remember to have my water handy, and I also have my cup mug. Ooh, that makes us a little panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Beer, 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 beer. House Rules Edition.
Yes.
And you can get your cup mug or any of our beautiful cup merch at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. So there are no excuses. Even if your postal service is moving a little slow or like snails at this point for some places, it's a delay, not a deny. You can still get it. It just might take you some time to get it. So there we go.
Exactly. Well, I am excited to talk about this brand new show, Drag House Rules. We heard about this a little while ago, and I've been wondering, what is it about? Like, what's the format? You know, it felt like it's going to be a combination of Big Brother and our drag race shows, like just combined, like Big Mother, as people have speculated. So I've been excited, but I also was like, is this real? Is this real? Because I did see something when I Googled it like a month ago that it was a parody. And I'm like, is it a parody or is it not? And then I saw the trailer recently. I'm like, okay, I think it's a parody. I think it's a parody, but it's cool because we want some content for this channel. And I feel like this is only fitting.
I mean, if you're going to have a show where you take the two things that everybody on this panel really loves is drag race and is drag and is reality competition, reality television. Right. You put them together, even in parody form, it's entertaining to watch. So it just makes sense. Like this show, honestly, could go on either this channel or the TV channel. True. And it'll work and it'll fit because it's just a combination of what we love. But it's hilarious. It was funny watching it. I was like, what am I watching? But okay, I'm gonna watch it though.
Exactly. But while you're here, please do us a favor. If you could subscribe to this channel and like this video, share this video, leave comments. I love reading comments. Anything you can do to help the channel. And we have other channels too. Can you tell us about them, Lana?
Absolutely. You can follow us on our TV channel where we talk most things competitive reality television, our ESC channel, which is Eurovision Song Contest, and our Ringside channel, which covers all WWE right now. So check out those channels. Go subscribe to them. All those links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links. That will be in the description below. So if you need to check us out on the go, we will be putting our video versions in our audio podcast link, so you can check it out over there, or here. Either way, just check us out. Honestly, we don't care where you check us out. Just check us out and leave comments. And our Patreon, we would love for you to subscribe to our Patreon because we're doing some exciting things behind the scenes where you get to know the panel better, where we get to kick back and let loose and have a little fun, where we're not talking about Drag Race or TV. We're just chilling and having a good time. So check us out in the Patreon, get to know us a little bit better. So do all those things. We appreciate you. And quick plug to TV. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please subscribe to TV as well as this channel here. Thanks.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Well, I guess we should go ahead and get into this.
Absolutely.
But I will say, like, if anybody has not watched this episode yet, that's fine. I'm glad you're here. We can tell you everything that happens. And format-wise, as far as like challenges and all that, you haven't missed anything. This is really just an introduction episode, so it works out well. But it is on OutTV. OutTV is actually super affordable, so I would recommend it if any of you are considering like, should I check this out? Yeah, just go ahead and get OutTV. It'll be worth it. And these are, well, at least the first episode was only 22 minutes, so yeah, it was a very easy watch.
Yes,
it took no time from our day.
It took no time. I was like, oh, it's over already. Okay, then cool. I literally watched it this morning. Like, literally woke up and watched it this morning.
Yeah, by the end I was like, are they gonna wrap this in time? Because I knew it was 22 minutes, and I'm like, it's getting close to the end of the episode. Like, how's this gonna end? But it was fun. So here is our cast photo that we have. We have 7 drag queens competing, and we've got our host, who is Tony Moore, but he is he's going by Claymore Jones on the show, which threw me off right away. I was like, wait, I know his name is Tony Moore. Why is he saying his name is Claymore Jones? And that's what basically solidified it for me. Okay, this is a scripted show. And you know what? I'm into it. Into it if it works.
Here's the thing. I had no idea his name was Tony Moore. So I thought his name was Claymore Jones. I was like, oh, Claymore Jones. And we get a very interesting introduction of Claymore Jones later on. And I can't wait to talk about that. But I was like, oh, okay. But then then I went to look all this up and it said Tony Moore. I was like, who's Tony Moore? Oh.
I want to see these kid shows.
Right. I was like, okay, we're doing a parody. Okay, well, that's fine.
I am curious, before we get into any of the queens themselves, were there people you were familiar with? I know that you know at least one.
I knew 3 of them.
Okay. Which ones?
I knew, of course, Manila.
Right.
Dragged in. Jujubee, because she was on everything. And I knew Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
Okay.
So those were the 3 that I knew. Okay. Everybody else was like, don't know them. Oh, no! Laganja, I remember watching her as a lip sync assassin.
I was wondering. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if you watched that physical lip sync.
Yes, I watched it out. So I knew 4. Look at me. No, 4 other people.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for you to get to know the other 3. Like, honestly, the other 3 are the ones that I would have been a little bit more surprised if you knew them. But they're all icons in their own right. So,
okay.
Let's get into it. We slowly have people come in one by one. Our first person to enter the house is the one and only Laganja Estranja. She is the queen of green, and she tells us she's here for charity work, and she's trying to get everybody to smoke weed.
Smoke for everybody.
Yes.
I'm like, okay, go girl.
Which is very fitting with her name.
Yes.
I will say she is such an iconic personality. She's from like the golden age of Drag Race. She's from season 6, a very big over-the-top character, was involved in a lot of drama. And I know for a fact, I listen to her podcast regularly. The show was not presented how she thought it would be. And she didn't expect to be kind of presented as a joke to a lot of people. So the show really hurt her feelings, Drag Race did. So I'm excited for her to be on a different show, and hopefully she's going to get the treatment she deserves, especially if it's scripted. Then I'm sure she knows what she signed up for on this one.
Oh, absolutely.
But I love Laganja, and she's a beautiful trans woman now. So it's great seeing her like fully realized and in her own skin, like comfortable.
Right. Yes.
But I love her. You have probably heard like a lot of lines that she said. they're like slipping my mind. Like, yes, God, Mama.
Mm-hmm.
She's known for saying that. I feel very attacked. Have you heard
Okay.
that? I
Yes.
feel
Absolutely.
very
Feel
attacked.
very attacked.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's
Absolutely.
Laganja.
Okay.
But yeah, good person to start off the show with, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think she was. This episode was a good episode for her. She was very calm, but it made sense with the character that she's playing and the her whole drag aesthetic as being, the smoke, the weed girl. And so it's like she was very chill. And I enjoyed it. And then she was funny. So I thought she was good in this episode.
I do kind of want to do a thing with you as we talk about the cast, because like obviously they're all acting, but some of them you can tell like they're following the script, they're doing what's been put before them. While others, I don't know if you picked up on this. I'm like, you are kind of being yourself, and I feel like you're kind of improvising.
Yes.
So I kind of want to like judge everybody. Like, are they more acting or more improvising? Because with Laganja, I don't know about you, I got more. She's sticking with the script. She's acting for the most part, unless she has a scene partner that's forcing her to improvise.
Yeah, I feel like she was very in the beginning when she came in, very script. Very script. Towards the end, it was more improvised. So maybe a little scriptivizing.
Yes. Okay, let's move on to our next person to enter the house. It is, of course, Manila Luzon, our icon, one of my absolute favorite queens ever. She comes in and she demands somebody carry my bag upstairs.
Absolutely. Take that, please. Thank you. She's the queen.
She's the resident diva of Drag House Rules.
Period.
But she mentions all the shows she's been on, and I was so happy when she mentioned Drag Den too. I'm like, yes, get that in there, girl, because we love Drag Den.
Absolutely. Like, why wouldn't she? I would, if they would have not let her do that, I'd be like, then why have her on the show if you're not gonna let her talk about the show she's actually hosting? Absolutely not. So yeah, I was glad she got that out there. More people need to know about Drag Den. If you don't know, you should know, because it's a fun watch.
Yes, watch it, then come back and watch our coverage of season 2. We didn't cover season 1 on the channel. Maybe one day we will.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. It was before. I think it was before either of us were involved on the drag channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't think they did it without us, which is a shame.
Maybe we should go back. I usually don't say go back, because you know me, I'm not a go back kind of person. But with Drag Den, I think it'd probably be kind of interesting, since none of us watched it, and I won't be the only one.
I did watch it, but I didn't cover it. That's okay.
Dang it, David.
Sorry. There's other people who haven't watched on the channel.
Right.
But I feel like Manila is such a great person for this kind of show, because she's such a professional. She knows how to do the job. She comes in, she nails the lines. I got very much, she's a stick to the script kind of girl, but in the most professional kind of way, and she will deliver quality acting. I got lots of acting from her. It was
acting from beginning to end from her. She was just like, but I think this was so good, because this is who, I think this is who her persona is. And it's like, if she was just doing a show as Manila, just being Manila, she would still be this character.
Yep.
She would still be, I am that princess, I am that girl, and somebody carried my bags for me. Like, and I love it. I thought she was hilarious.
Yes, we love her. Okay, let's move on to our next person, which is Biqtch Puddin. Biqtch Puddin, yes, she is I don't know if you know this, she was on Dragula season 2, but did you know she was the winner of season 2 of Dragula?
I did know that.
Okay.
Somebody told me that. I think Logan told me that, that she was, because I was like, not me having to say bitch all the time on this episode, because usually I don't curse, and so like now I have.
But you are pronouncing the Q. I hear it in there. I hear it as you say it. So you're saying bitch with a Q.
With a Q. But I also came to realize I'm just gonna call her Miss Puddin, because I think that's what I like. And Logan said with my accent, it sounds so southern and so sweet. Miss Puddin is doing it. But yeah, I did know she won season 2 of Dragula, and I was like, okay. When she walked in, I was like, Not what I was expecting, but sure, great, love it.
Hmm. Well, and she's also known for having one of the most iconic filth performances in the finale of
Mm.
Dragula season 2. But what's interesting for her is, and she kind of alludes to this, when she was on season 2 of Dragula, it was still a pretty like small underground thing. It was still, I think it was just like YouTube was its main platform.
Wow.
It hadn't moved to Shutter yet. So she was like, oh, the budget's bigger for this show.
And they were
It
like,
definitely is bigger than it was on season 2 of Dragula.
and it was funny because everybody was like, the budget, like, because they're used to bigger budgets on the shows that they were on. Like,
Mhm.
this is the budget? Okay,
Yep.
girl.
I love the bit that nobody knew who she was.
Yeah. And
um, yeah, it
I,
was just
I
funny.
yeah, I like the nobody knew who she was. I liked the when she was like, they were like, yeah, you wouldn't be. She's like, it's a growing streaming service. Like, relax. I love that. She's like, we are growing our show. Don't play. Like, don't play in our face. I
Yeah,
love that.
I love that too. I'm super excited to see Biqtch on this show, just because like it's been so long since she's been on TV on, well, at least under Dragula. I'm not sure if she's done other things. I've seen her live at Precinct in LA, and I'm sure all of these queens actually know who she is very well,
Yes, I think they
because
know.
she's established very well in LA. But yes, very happy to see her. Then we move on to our next person, which is Jujubee. And she comes in just laughing. um, I love it. And I don't know, you probably see it, but I think it's Set Her Aside always does like different promos, like anytime, especially if there's an all-star cast that drops. Set
Mm-hmm.
Her Aside always makes a promo picture with Jujubee
Because she's
in it
in
too,
everything.
just because Jujubee's done so many shows. Manila says she's been on the D list longer than anybody else. But yeah, it's always good to see Jujubee here. And she immediately says she wants to go home.
I mean, because she's like, why?
Oh,
Why would I do this?
mhm. Yep. Um, it feels like that's her storyline that she's really sticking with. And you know what? I'm interested in it, but it might get a little bit old.
Old after a while. It's like, okay, Juju, you want to go home? We get
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting the acting from her. Not a
Yeah,
lot of improv.
not a lot. I'm like, does she have it in her to just go off the cuff? Because right now it just feels very like on the
Mhm.
nose, on the script. I memorized my lines. I'm gonna
Right.
say my lines and go on.
Mhm.
And that's not a bad thing. It's just
Yeah.
what it is.
And she's naturally funny. So like if this was more like here's a structure, just go with it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think she could nail it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want to see more of a storyline than I want to leave. We didn't talk
Right.
about Biqtch, whether she was acting or improv. I actually feel like
I
she's
think she was
more.
improv
Yeah, me
more.
too. Like especially with the burping and stuff, she just
Yeah.
feels like she's kind of being herself, which is cool.
I feel like she's like she came in like I'm this gross queen from Dragula. So
Hmm.
I'm just gonna be the gross queen. Like I'm going to lean into that. I'm gonna come in burping. I'm like, I don't know these people. They don't know me.
Hmm.
It is what it. Let's just go with it. I'm like, oh, it's so nice to see everybody. Yeah, I think she was improvising a lot more.
Exactly. I agree. Then we get our next queen, who is Tammie Brown, who is such an icon. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. She's from season 1 of Drag Race and season 1 of Drag Race All Stars.
Uh-huh.
She is one of the kookiest queens ever to be on TV. And I'm just going to get this out of the way. Like, if you told me that she was not given a script at all and she was just
I
coming up with
believe
everything,
that.
yes, absolutely. Because everything I'm getting from her is her.
Right. It just feels like she just came. They said, Tammie, be you. Go in there
Mhm.
and do whatever you feel like doing. And she was like, got you. Say less. And she went in there just being who she, and it was funny.
Mhm. And I know she has her own show, and I think it's also out on OutTV. It's called The Browns. So she's just very natural with this. Her brain is unlike any other brain you've ever met. It's just the way she thinks, the things she comes up with, it's just so off the wall and quirky. And we get that a lot in this episode. She comes in and she's using a lot of hashtags, hashtag rebranding, hashtag dominate us to Mars. Yeah, like she actually inspired my whole thing of like, are they acting or not? Because one of her famous quotes is from All Stars 1 where she goes, ha, ha, I'm acting. Yeah. In fact, I think Biqtch Puddin referenced that when she walked in. But I love Tammie, and so far, I think she's going to be the highlight of the show for me.
She definitely is someone who is going to make you remember a scene when she's in it. Like it's she says something wild, she says something funny and kooky, and you're like, that's funny. And then you do miss her when she's not on screen. So I think she's going to be someone who's going to either make everybody laugh in the show, or it's going to be like, Tammie's the only person making us laugh in this, you know what I'm saying? But she is definitely going to be a highlight. I can see that.
Yep. Even when she sits down, I think she started trying to kiss Laganja, and Laganja like was the one who turned away. And I'm like, you can tell that was just something that came out of Tammie Brown. Like that was not part of the plan.
It was definitely one of the funny moments.
Yes. Queen of improv on this cast, I think.
Yeah. I think one more person is matching her improv factor.
Okay. I wonder if it's the same person I'm thinking of. Our next queen is Rakam Sakura.
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
No.
Okay. See, because I actually think Rakam is on that line too. Like I feel like she's just being herself.
I think she's in the middle. Like I feel like what we said with Laganja is what Rakam Sakura is. Like she's sticking to the script, but she's also like, I think her improv comes in the confessionals. Like her confessionals just seem so like, she told me to take her bag, and I'm like, okay, but because I just love her, you know, like I think her improv comes when she's just being herself in the confessionals, just saying things. But like when she's doing things with the girls, it's like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is my script. I'm gonna say my script, and then we're gonna move on. But I love her. Like this style, I was like, I like her. She's so cute.
Yeah. No, I think she's adorable. She's
adorable, in and out of drag. Adorable.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite early out queens from across the whole franchise of Drag Race. She probably comes in with the smallest reputation of anybody in this cast. I'm trying to think, has she been on the least episodes of TV? It's close between her and somebody else, but the other person definitely maximized their time and has more of a long-lasting reputation. While Rakam, I thought she was off to a really strong start on her season, and then she got some weird critiques from judges. Like Michelle didn't like the fart humor, and it doesn't bother her any other time. But I really like Rakam. She comes in, she says, "Last person to compare me to Kimchi got punched in the face," and Tammie says, "Is that a threat?" But I think she's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to see her personality shine. I hope she's not one of the early outs this season because I want to see what she has to offer.
That would be tragic. That would be tragic to get early out twice. That's it. But yeah, I liked her. I thought she was fun.
Me too. And she's also kind of famous for another video that's not Drag Race, but I won't talk about that one.
Okay. All right.
Okay, and then we have our final person. It is the one, the only, Silky Nutmeg Ganache.
This is the one I was talking about.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, she's an interesting one because just a little bit of background. I know that you're a little bit familiar with her, but on her initial season, the audience did not latch on to her like they expected. She was pretty popular before the season started, but once it got going, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, she's so much. She's delusional, blah, 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 blah." Like people were not feeling Silky. And then she came back for an all-star season, didn't do well, but then they had a lip sync Lollapalooza for the eliminated queens. I'm going to say she had one of the single best episodes for a person ever. on that lip sync Lollapalooza. It was
Okay.
incredible, and she won so many fans over. And then she came back for Canada versus the world, and the fans were on her side. A lot of people were rooting for her to win, myself included. So it's been really cool getting to see her journey across Drag Race, and now I'm excited to see her on this show because I feel like she is one of the stronger personalities in this cast, and we're getting that right away. We get her signature munch munch crunch crunch. I'm here to eat everybody's lunch.
I had no idea what that was, but I liked it. I was like, period. And then when they were like, "You eating our lunch?" She said, "Baby, I am the lunch. I am the lunch." And I was like, period.
And Rockham says, "Spit in my mouth. Don't brush your teeth.
Don't brush your
Spit
teeth.
in my
Spit in my mouth." Like, it's just wild. I will say, I like I said, I knew of her. I didn't know a lot about her. I just knew of her, and she was just so funny to me. And I think, like I said, I think she was one of those people who was just being herself. She was just being improving and going by what the vibe was. I liked her confessionals. It was like, I don't know what they found these girls in, but baby, I was like, yeah, it's just, I think she's funny. I think we got just enough of her, but not a whole lot from her. So I want to see what we'll get more in the episodes. We just got just enough, a good nugget of her, and it was like, okay, all right, okay. It makes me look forward to seeing what else she gonna do.
A nutmeg nugget.
A nutmeg, even. Period. We got just a nutmeg.
Yeah, and she tells us her resume, and she mentions Germany's top model, and I'm like, is that a joke? But I looked it up, and sure enough, she was a guest on there. So that's cool. For me, I get that she's more on the acting side personally, but I feel like she's just delivering it very naturally. So I'm very impressed with her. I think she's going to be a standout on the show.
Can't wait to see it.
But then we get everybody back together, and they're all chatting and waiting. But the whole time, you hear all of this noise in the background.
I don't know if you hear this noise in my background.
Yeah, I hear that noise in the background, which is very fitting because somebody's working in the kitchen, a plumber.
Yep.
I don't know, but everybody keeps being distracted by it. I'll be honest, this bit wasn't really working for me.
It wasn't that funny. It wasn't that funny.
But you know what? They're trying.
Right. It would have been funnier if the plumber actually had something, to say. And was like, okay, look, do you want a working toilet, or you want to make your video? Like, I would have been more into it if the plumber was like a sassy plumber. Like, do you want your toilet to flush, or do you want to talk, or you want to make a video up in here?
Right.
Like, then I would have been laughing. I'm like, okay, carry on, sir. And then he went on and did it. And then they talked over the noise. That would have been hilarious to me. But
the only thing that kind of worked for me was when you heard all of it, Silky just goes, "Ghetto."
That's so funny.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Then a host comes out.
Claymore comes out.
Claymore.
He welcomes everybody. And then he lets us know that each week somebody is going to be eliminated by a group vote. I'm like, okay, we're getting our format a little bit. He asked Robert to hold the work. Stop it, Robert. Stop it.
Stop it.
And then we find out that there's going to be a prize package that is valued at $100,000.
And everybody's like, wait, it's not cash? No,
it's a prize package.
A package. It could be $100,000 worth of paper clips. It could be $100,000 worth of anything. A package. Like, they were offended. Like, a package worth $100,000? Like, I was like, yeah, that would be a little annoyed too.
Yeah, I'm so curious what this is going to be, because I'm sure it's going to be something random stupid, and wild.
So wild.
Like you get 50,000 months of OutTV for free.
OutTV it's something crazy.
Yeah. See, Robert, what is going on, Robert? But they all start talking about how he better not play with their time. And then some of them are like, well, I'm getting a day rate. And others are like, what? You're getting a day rate? I'm not getting a day. Okay, Jujubee would be getting a day rate. That was unbelievable that she was one of the ones not getting a day rate. Don't buy it. Rockham's getting a day rate, but Jujubee's not. I'm not buying it. But they start to recognize, they were like, we know you, Claymore. we recognize you from something. And then they start singing Old MacDonald Had a Farm. And I'm like,
I had
okay.
no idea what they're talking about in this moment. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
that?
I was like, is this a Canadian show? Because I know this is Drag House Rules is on Canadian TV. Or OutTV is a Canadian thing. So I was like, is this something in Canada that I don't know about? And then we find out that he was a child actor and he was from Old MacDonald's farm.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to do a video. Like, could you imagine this? Like, imagine season 1 of Big Brother where people are like, Julie, we know you, right?
And then she does
And she's
all
like,
her
hold on,
accolades.
let me show you a package of what you might know me from.
Just wild. I was like, what are we watching? I think I said that like 5 times throughout this whole. I'm like, what am I watching right now? This is wild.
Yeah. Honestly, at first I was like, wait, is this real? Was he
Me
on this?
too. I was like, did
TV
he do this? Was that a TV show for us? I was like, okay, Lana, think about it. Think about it. Think about it. This is a parody.
I'm like, you're
Everything
gaslighting me.
Like I feel they're lying to me, and I don't like being lied to. So
yeah, we see some of his shows. First is Old MacDonald's Farm. And did this kid, this child actor, get a credit in the show? Because I didn't see him in the cast. But also we see Judge Compassion. But he was nominated for an award for Ghost Among Us. I think that was my favorite.
His award-winning moment when he said, "I'm not of this world. I'm just came back to tell you how to live the life that you're supposed to live. And now it's time for me to go." And he faded into the darkness. I was like, oh, that was your award-winning moment? Or nominated moment. I didn't think you won.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nominated. Yeah. And Silky's like, why are we watching this?
This was so stupid.
But my favorite part was Tammie. She's like, oh, yeah, I try to stay away from children's stuff because hashtag not grooming. And I'm like, that's from Tammie Brown's mind. That was not in the script. I do not believe that was in the script.
It was quite hilarious, I will say.
It was. But Jujubee immediately tells Claymore, I want to leave. Claymore says, you're under contract. You can't leave. Sorry, Jujubee. We'll find out more about that in a minute. And Biqtch, this was so accurate too. Biqtch is like, I don't know why she would want to leave. She's guaranteed top 3 based on her track record. Because Jujubee's
always top 3. It was quite funny.
Yep. And then they all decide they want to go start picking out the rooms. And Claymore's like, wait, don't you all want to hear about the first immunity challenge?
They're like, no.
They all just walk off.
They just leave. And so he's like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. And that's when we see Jujubee just going in about how she's ready to go. She's done. And Manila comes with the contract in hand. It's like, hey girl. I know I skipped ahead because I know Laganja and Tammie had a conversation, but their conversations kind of went in 2 parts, so I want to do them all together. But she goes, Manila's like, you can't leave. I have this contract is ironclad, girl. You can't go. And she's like, what do you mean? So she shows her, like, if you leave, you have to pay the production $50,000. And Jujubee's like, $50,000?
Yep.
I guess this is when she was like, we go to her confession. She's like, this is when I get into my my new something era. I forgot what she called it, but she was just like, this is my new something era, and I'm just gonna lean into this. So she tells Rock and Sakura like, take my bags to my room. And Rock was like, what? She said, just take her back to the room. She was like, all right. I mean,
she said she would do anything for her though, because she likes helping the elderly.
Absolutely. So she helps her, and it was that. But then now we can go to the Tammie and Laganja conversation, because I think that conversation was the best.
Yeah, for sure. Because honestly, this conversation we kept getting of Tammie and Laganja, I was like, this feels like they're just completely winging it, right? And I was here for it. It's just so random. Like everything. So we hear about Tammie being a lifeguard. She says she saved 2 babies. They were just bobbing along. And the whole time Laganja is just trying not to crack up. And
She's just smoking. She's like,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, like pretty much all of my big laughs that I got throughout this episode were just the random off the wall things that Tammie Brown was saying, especially in this end.
Oh, yeah, when they were talking about some look under my skirt, look what you find. It was just like, you don't want to look under there. Oh, okay, keep looking. You'll find something you don't want to see. A one-eyed snake. I was like,
but Laganja's trying to match her energy, and I appreciate that. She's like, oh yeah, I can count to 8 because I'm a choreographer. Which that was smart. Yeah.
6, 7, 8.
We do get a little bit of Silky and Jujubee, and Silky wants to have an alliance with Jujubee because she's like, I know Jujubee's going to get to the end. She always gets to the end, and I want her next to me because she never wins. So that's actually really smart. I'm interested to see how that will pay off. Then what else do we have? There's really not a lot. Like it's mostly just going back and forth between all of these groups of people. But we do end off. Oh, this ending. I just really enjoyed the whole ending while the credits are running. It's just back to Laganja talking with Tammie, and they're just talking about random things. And Laganja's like, why did everybody keep interrupting Claymore? Tammie's like, I don't like that guy. Laganja's like, well, you weren't interrupting him.
She's like, I don't like him now.
Right. And then they talk about like, what's going on with this plumbing? They're like, Silky clogged it, right?
Silky did it, yes. I was like, now we're doing sneaky conversations and talking about people behind their back already. Silky clogged it. It was just like, oh my God.
And that's another like moment you could tell they just made because they both react to that and they're like, oh,
up laughing.
That was too easy.
Funny.
Sorry.
It was funny. It was a good. That ending was hilarious to me. I laughed the most at the ending.
It really was. Like, yeah, I think this show has a lot of potential. I am excited to see how the format goes, how the challenges go. I don't know. It's kind of new to me. I haven't watched like a scripted version of a competitive reality TV show before, so it's gonna be wild.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know what it's going to do, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm interested. I will say I'm a lot more interested now than I was when we first got it presented to me. Because at first I was like, nah, this just doesn't seem like my just doesn't seem like my gig.
Right.
But watching it, and if the episodes stay 22 minutes long, like if it stays, like don't go no further than 45 minutes. Like give me an hour. I don't need an hour of this. Stick to the 20 minutes or 22 minutes of it, and I think I would enjoy it a lot more. Even go to 30. You can go to 30. That'll be my max. But I'm interested. It's very much more exciting than I laughed more than I thought I would because I was like, a parody of a reality show? Okay. But it's actually more, I enjoyed it more than I thought. So,
yeah, me too. I do want to make predictions.
Okay.
I want to see if we can each predict who we think is going to be the winner of the show and who's going to be first out.
Okay. So, first out, I think it's giving. And I hate to say it, but I think it's going to be Raka Sakura. I don't want it to be Raka Sakura, but I think they'll do it just for the gigs of it all and make it's funny. But or maybe Jujubee, because maybe Jujubee will be the one that like we thought was going to get to the end, but she tries to sabotage her so she can get voted out, but it never happens. Like I see that happen. I could think that would be a really good story. Like she's trying to do stuff to get voted out, and the girls never do it, and she's just stuck, and she can't go anywhere. So no, it's not going to be Juju. Stick with Rocco. I think the winner is going to be Tammie Brown.
Okay, I like this. So initially I was thinking Rockham as well for first out. I just kind of got that feeling. I hope I'm wrong, but just to be different, I think I'm gonna say that first out is gonna be Manila Luzon, and
Oh,
maybe she's got other things she needs to get to. She's like, I'll do one, I'll do
I
like
gotta
one cycle of this show, and then I'm out. Sorry.
look. Dragged In is coming. We gotta get to production. That, that, that.
I hope
So
so. I hope
I
so.
hope so too.
For my winner prediction, I think we might have got some foreshadowing with her strategy. I think it might be Silky. I think
Silky,
this is her time. She's gonna win.
fur. I wouldn't be mad at that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah,
But
no idea about the prize though. I was gonna say let's predict that, but I don't
no,
even know
have no
where to
idea.
begin.
No clue. We'll be sitting here spinning our wheels. But I think that's it.
That's it.
I think that's it, y'all. We did it. We talked about it. We'll be back next week, of course, talking about more Drag House rules when it comes out. We appreciate you watching. Y'all know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button on this channel and all of our other channels. All those links will be in the description below, as well as our audio podcast links and our Patreon. Do all the things to support us. Follow us on all of our socials at The Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow David and myself on those platforms as well. And don't forget to get your cup merch, because why would you not get your cup merch? Get it. And on that note, we're just going to say cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.